Hey guys, Rob Jordan, Bass UTV, and I'm going to walk y'all through my 3-step process for fishing in ditches in the wintertime for spotted bass. So what I like to use is kind of a 3-pronged approach: shallow, mid-range, and deep. And giving you a little reference there, when I'm talking shallow in clear water, say less than 15 feet would be what I would refer to as shallow. The mid-range is going to be that 15 to, let's say, 30 foot. It's kind of your mid-range. The deep would be on beyond 30. On a lake like Lanier that we're on today, you'll find that that 30 to 60 range can be an area where you'll find a lot of fish relating to the original standing timber. On some of the other spotted bass fisheries in the southeast, you may even find them deeper than that. Kiowee is a lake that comes to mind up in South Carolina above Lake Hartwell. They may get out to 70, 80, 90 feet. Our fish don't typically get quite that deep. On the bottom, they may suspend over that depth of water, but easily can find them on out into 50, 60, like I said. So that's my general ranges there for the shallow, mid-range, and deep. So we're going to kind of start shallow. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm in the back of a drain, back of a ditch. And a lot of times in the morning, you may find some of your more active fish in the very back. So a lot of times, if the sun does come out the day before, these coves in the very back of these ditches will be more protected. Bait fish will congregate back there. Main reason why is that water may be just a touch warmer than the water further out, just because it's protected. Some places too, you may find that there will be a little bit of runoff coming in. It can give you a little bit of color in the water, just a little light stain. That can equally help for maybe getting into a mixed bag bite, maybe find a few largemouth. Anytime you got a little bit of stain, the fish will be a little more comfortable when they're up shallow. So what I like to do, a lot of the different techniques can kind of overlap in different depth ranges, but when I'm fishing up shallow in the back of a ditch, I'll use just a couple of 3 baits that really first come to mind. I like to use a crankbait, I like to use a jerk bait, and you can equally catch them on a little swim bait, your underspin as well. Key thing though is that I will typically rig up a rod with a lighter weight head, 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce, something a little bit lighter, not necessarily trying to throw a 1/2 ounce in the shallower range, 10, 12 feet. Typically we'll opt for something a little bit lighter. But like I said, oftentimes those fish will be a little more active, especially early in the day. In my mind, I feel like those fish are back there to feed. So if I can get that bite going, a lot of times that's going to be my first place that I'm going to start, is relatively shallow. So I know that somebody may be watching this and going, say, 10, 15 feet, how in the world is that shallow? Well, in a clear water fishery, a lot of times if the sun is out, you may be able to see the bottom in 8 or 10 feet. So it's not too deep to them. Their comfort zone on most any clear water body of water for into spotted bass here in the southeast is about 25 foot, give or take. You'll find that on Lake Martin, Lake Hartwell, Smith Lake, Lanier. Insert whatever spotted bass fishery you want there. 25 foot is a general depth that I feel like they feel comfortable at 12 months out of the year. So different factors can vary what depth they want to really key in on, but that's a good starting place if you're looking for them. Doesn't matter if it's wintertime, if it's summer, you'll find them there in the spring, doesn't matter. There'll be fish spawning on the shoreline, they'll still be fishing 25 feet. So that can bring us into a whole nother topic, but point being, less than 15, that's pretty shallow for most of them. So, it's a good place to look early in the day. Just kind of search around. You're reeling your baits pretty slow. You're not trying to fish real fast. The bait that I'm throwing right here, it's a little secret bait. It's a DT6, popular bait all across the country. Very popular in the wintertime, pre-spawn. This one right here is a little bit different. So for probably more than I don't know, probably 12, 13 years now, I kind of got my start in the business side of the fishing industry through custom lure painting and lure modification. So I've always been painting baits and designing baits and tinkering with baits for not only myself, but for tournament guys and lure collectors and stuff all over the place. And this guy right here is one that I kept a secret for a long time, really until right now. Y'all are the first people to really know about it. But this is a DT6 Rapala, however you want to say it, whatever part of the country you're from. It's if I can get it there close enough where you can see him. Hands are freezing. So it's got a nice little natural shad pattern on it. The thing about this one specifically, it's got upsized hooks. It's got that custom paint on it, which makes it a little bit heavy. If you look at that lip right there, that lip has been heated up and straightened out. You gotta be real careful when you do that. You gotta be real precise and make sure that you've got it just straight.
It's Mike Iaconelli. This is Bass U TV.
Here's what's awesome about Bass U TV.
You get the top instructors.
Real tools that help you catch more fish consistently.
And that's why you want to check out Bass U TV.
Join the Bass U family.
Welcome to Bass U TV.